There's a quiet leak happening in your life right now. Not dramatic, not obvious, no alarms, no warnings. Just small amounts of money slipping away every single day because of decisions you didn't even realize you were making. And the worst part? It's not because you're bad with money. It's because no one ever showed you how it actually works. Every year people lose thousands. Not from bad luck, but from invisible mistakes. Fees they didn't notice. Interests they didn't understand. Opportunities they didn't recognize. Over time, those small mistakes don't stay small. They compound. What could have been $10,000 becomes $100,000 lost. What could have been early freedom becomes decades of stress. And most people never even realize what went wrong. They just feel stuck. So let's fix that, because everything changes the moment you see money clearly. Most people think income is the goal. More money, better life. But that's not true. Income only buys your lifestyle. What actually determines your future is the gap between what you earn and what you keep. Two people can earn the same salary and live completely different financial lives. One spends everything and feels broke. The other keeps a margin and quietly builds freedom. That gap is everything. If you don't control it, nothing else matters. You can earn 6 figures and still be trapped. You can earn average income and still become financially free. It's not about how much comes in, it's about what stays. And most people never calculate that number honestly. They guess, they assume, they avoid looking too closely because they're afraid of what they'll find. But clarity is power. When you actually see your numbers, your income, your spending, your leftover, you stop guessing. You start making decisions, and decisions are what change outcomes. Now here's where most people get stuck. Debt. Not just big debt, normal debt. The kind everyone around you has. Car payments, credit cards, monthly balances that feel manageable until you realize they never really go away. Because debt doesn't just cost money. It steals time. Every dollar you owe is a dollar your future has already spent. And interest? That's the system working against you. The same force that can build wealth can also destroy it. Slowly, quietly, relentlessly, if you carry a balance, you're not just paying for what you bought, you're paying for it again, and again, and again. Years later. Most people don't feel the danger because it's normalized. Everyone has payments, everyone owes something, so it feels fine. Until one unexpected expense hits and everything starts collapsing. That's why the real goal isn't just making more. It's building stability. And stability starts with one simple thing. A buffer. An emergency fund. Not exciting, not flashy, but it changes everything. Because once you have it, life stops feeling fragile. A car repair doesn't ruin your month. A job change doesn't feel like a crisis. You gain something most people never have. Options. And options are what freedom actually looks like. From there, everything else becomes easier. Saving, investing, planning. Because now you're building, not just surviving. This is where most people miss the biggest opportunity of their lives. They save, but they don't invest. Or they wait too long. Or they try to be perfect before they start. But time is the most powerful force in money. Not effort, not intelligence. Time. Because money doesn't grow linearly. It compounds. At first it looks slow, almost pointless. But then something shifts. The growth starts accelerating. Your money begins making money. And eventually, it outpaces what you could ever earn working. That's the moment everything changes. But most people never reach it. Because they stop too early, or never start, or get distracted chasing quick wins instead of long-term results. Real wealth is boring. It's consistent. It's built quietly over years, not weeks. And that's why so few people do it. Because it doesn't feel exciting in the beginning. But the end result is everything people think they want. Freedom, time, control. Now let's talk about the trap that keeps people from ever getting there. Lifestyle. As income increases, spending increases. Not always dramatically, just slightly. A better car, a nicer apartment, more convenience, more comfort. And suddenly, despite earning more, nothing has changed. Still no savings, still no freedom, just a more expensive version of the same life. This is how people stay stuck for decades, not because they failed, but because they never created space between earning and spending. They upgraded everything except their future, and that's the real danger, because it feels like progress, but it's not. Real progress is invisible. It's the money you don't spend, the investments you quietly build, the habits no one sees. That's what creates leverage. That's what creates freedom. Not the things people show, the things they don't. So where do you go from here? You don't need a perfect plan. You need a starting point. Know your numbers. Cut what doesn't matter. Protect yourself from debt that doesn't serve you. Build a small buffer. Then grow it. Then start investing, even if it's small. Because small, done consistently, becomes powerful. And once momentum starts, everything gets easier. You stop reacting. You start directing. And over time, your life begins to change in ways that feel almost unfair compared to where you started. Not because you got lucky, but because you finally understood the rules and played the game differently. That's the difference. Most people never learn. You just did. Now the only question is, what are you going to do with it?